Hey everybody, Aaron from Warmoth, and today, unfortunately, I have to announce that this will likely be my last video from home. We've decided that my efforts are needed elsewhere. As you can imagine, a lot of our plans have been delayed this year. We've got a new website that we're working on that is way behind. So I'm going to be switching over to that, and we're going to try and get that thing done. It's been a huge project, and we're eager to see it done. So I won't be doing any more videos from home. I know that's going to make a lot of people sad, including me. I've really enjoyed doing these. And a lot of you have been hopeful that they'll continue once we go back to work. And once we do go back to work, then we're going to talk about that. But right now we need to get through this thing first. So yeah, sorry about that, but that's the way it has to be for now. And I do want to say thank you to everybody. I did not expect I didn't expect such a YouTube love fest as this became, and I really appreciate all the nice comments. There are a lot of video ideas that I didn't get to. A lot of people asked for me to talk about the history of the Warmoth turtle and also just the history of Warmoth. And I didn't talk about that because this is our 40th anniversary year, and so I'm working on kind of a documentary that's going to go through the whole thing. So that will likely be the next thing that I work on. So you can look forward to that. We had a lot of other 40th anniversary plans that have been delayed. We have 2 fully built guitars that we're going to do a limited edition of to commemorate that. That's been delayed, though they won't likely come out until later this year. A lot of you have been on our Instagram page and saw sneak peeks of those, but we've had to put that on hold. And, as far as this whole thing goes, I mean, I know that we've gotten so many orders. And I know that a lot of people are anxiously awaiting their orders to be filled. All I can say is we are honestly doing the absolute best we can to get to those orders, and I really appreciate everybody's patience, everybody's confidence in our company, and those orders are going to be filled as quickly as we can, I promise. Nobody is more frustrated about not being able to do it than we are. And so just thank you so much for all the support on YouTube, for all the support for our company in general, all the orders. Promise you those are going to be filled as soon as we are able. Some of the other comments that I got, I didn't understand. I had so many people make fun of me for the way I say measure, and I'm not really sure how else I'm supposed to pronounce it. Are you guys expecting me to say like measure? I don't know. Measure. Is there any other way to pronounce it? I'm sure that I'll get hammered for that now, but I don't know how else to say it. Let's see, what else? Oh, a lot of people asked, like, are there famous people who use Warmoth? And, we don't usually make a big deal about that, but I can tell you that if there's a famous guitarist you like, it's almost a certainty they have ordered from Warmoth at some point. We've made parts for all kinds of famous people. And I will just give you a couple examples of people that I personally have dealt with. I'm not gonna speculate on other things, but a few years ago we made something for Jason Becker. Maybe a year or so ago, I got to talk to Billy Sheehan on the phone, and he ordered some parts. I meet a lot of people at NAMM. Maybe I should regale you with tales of NAMM, since many of you don't get to go. At NAMM, I've met people like Phil X, who is just an awesome guy. I play in a Bon Jovi tribute, and so when I met him, I made a joke about how we both pretend to be Richie Sambora, and I couldn't tell if he thought that was funny or not. But he was totally cool about it and even emailed me after the show. So, yeah, totally cool guy. If I offended you, Phil X, I'm sorry. Maybe the best story I have is meeting Steve Vai, which was totally unexpected. I met him in the Ibanez booth, of course. And if you've never been to NAMM, the Ibanez booth is a great place to stalk celebrities because it has like 5 aisles that are all above eye level, and they're all on a curve, so you can't see down the aisle. You go into the booth and you can kind of only see what's around you. So around every corner there could be somebody. And, you know, I was just in the booth wandering around, couldn't see anything, but I could hear there was a big crowd on the other side. So I don't generally follow the crowds or something, but I just walked out of the booth and I was walking along the side, and just out of nowhere, he popped out right in front of me and we were nose to nose. I almost ran into him. And I usually don't get starstruck, but it was so unexpected. And he's such a big hero of mine that I came nose to nose with him. And all I could say in that moment was wow. And he looked past me with that thousand mile stare of his that only Steve Vai can do. And he didn't respond to me, but there was a table like a couple steps down. So he walked over there and signed a picture and just gave it to me, all the while doing that 1,000-mile stare. And yeah, that was one of the funniest meetings. I've met people like Doug Pinnock, who was just the most friendly guy. You know, I don't usually stand in line at NAMM to meet celebrities. Just happened to cross paths with them. Doug Pinnock was just in the Tech 21 booth, just like standing there all by himself. I looked around like, doesn't anybody realize who's standing here? And I got to talk with him for a few minutes. Same with Nuno. I met him in the Washburn booth, and he was just standing there, nobody even around. It's like nobody knew who he was. And I walked by, and I was just, it's pretty neat to meet your heroes just on a kind of a casual basis. But honestly, it's been great going there for Warmoth for the last 4 or 5 years. And the coolest people that I've met there have been just regular schlubs like me. This last year I met Mark Huzansky, who does the Tone Talk YouTube channel with Dave Friedman. I met John Bingham, who does the Whiskey and Wires YouTube channel. And you just meet so many people and make these contacts. It's really fantastic. I met Philip Mcknight this year, and we actually had something very cool planned that we were going to do when all this COVID nonsense happened, and so it's been put on hold as well. But hopefully later this year we'll be able to get back to that. Sam Coulson is another guy. He and I have a video in the works that I'm not going to be able to finish quite yet because I'm changing direction, but we basically did a song. He lives in a different country, but we did a song via, sending videos and tracks back and forth. He recorded part of it and I'm recording part of it, and I've got all the pieces for it, but it's going to take me a while to get put together, so you can look forward to that. Yeah, so, and there's a million other famous people who have used Warmoth parts and have ordered Warmoth parts. But yeah, those are my stories. And again, I'm sad to not be shooting these videos at home anymore. When I originally came home, we only thought it was going to be about 2 weeks, and so that's what I brought home as enough for 2 weeks. It ended up being 6 weeks. And so, I don't know if you are old enough to remember the Apollo 13 mission, or maybe you just saw the movie, but there's that part where ground crew has to figure out how to save the space capsule, has to figure out how to rig up a contraption to save the space capsule and keep the astronauts alive using only what the astronauts have in their capsule with them. That's what shooting videos from home was kind of like. Every day I would wake up and I would look around and go, what do I have here that I can shoot a video with? Somehow I made it through 6 weeks, and you guys were very supportive the whole way. So again, just like a really heartfelt thank you to all the great feedback. It was really nice. I know how I got to know you guys personally. I feel like you got to know me personally. I know who the cool people are, and I know who the troublemakers are now. And I'll be watching you. Yeah, and that's it. If you have any questions for me, as usual, put them in the comments, and I will try to go through there and get to them. And yeah, that's it. Until next time, wash your hands, be kind, and keep on picking.